Because actually, I thought I was streaming yesterday for a second time, but I was actually not. Fucking hell. That happens when you're like, oh, I fuck it, shit, we just gonna fucking do this. So, to reiterate my point once more, after I had to take a break, I, lay down for a bit, and I took a shower, and I was still kind of feeling woozly, and my stomach was kind of like, not so well. But I was like, okay, fuck it, I'm just gonna do a quick 2 hour, Baldur's Gate, random side objectives nonsense quest, and then, well, since I haven't said everything normally, like now, I have up on the other monitor, I have up Twitch, so I can actually see that stuff is happening. Of course, yesterday I didn't do that, and then after 2 hours of playing, I realized, well, the program had killed itself, and I wasn't actually streaming. I was actually for once just talking to myself. A bit horrible. Which means, of course, you have missed out on a lot of progress. A bit of progress in Baldur's Gate. And so, what I will do two things. Once I get myself some more matches, because I do need to light up my pipe. And then I'll explain to you what I did in these 2 hours. And while I'm doing so, I'm going to put up a little vote. And, I cannot follow your sentence strategy. You have to explain that to me. Maybe it's because I'm still somewhat on another plane of existence in my mind, but can you write your sentence in a little bit different way, because I was just talking to yourself? I mean, yes, I am, but normally at least I consider it to be talking into the void, screaming into the abyss in hopes the abyss sometimes might scream back at me. It's still kind of embarrassing to go like, once I actually didn't even have this excuse. So I was just sitting here ranting to myself like a madman. Well, literally. But yeah, I will actually put you through a little vote, and I'll give you the option. We can reload the old save game. I not overrode it, luckily enough. I was about to when I was ending the stream, but I'm in the habit now that I basically do a do the saving after I end. And thanks to that, I realized that, oh shit, nobody saw that. I'll basically leave the choice then up to you, if you want to see the interactions that were in between. You missed out on like a few party interactions, of course, because of course they're gonna keep talking if enough time passes. You missed out on the temple district and a few other things, and I'll make it fair. I'll tell you what happens, and I'll let you choose for yourself. Yeah, actually, I was about to ask you strategy, actually speaking in private, because it's church day today, and as you said, for you, Friday and Saturday was good. So I was kind of like, okay, tomorrow or Saturday, because I do want to continue this. Soto is actually kind of fun. Not so much for the RPG aspects, mind you. If you want to just play a good, no, actually, let me say this. It's not good as an MMO per se. I honestly don't think. More like a co-op game, basically. That is where it shines. It shines in its RPG aspects to some degree. If you want a really good MMO, then still, decades later even, the best one you're gonna find is probably WoW. As it has prevailed for all the so-called WoW killers that came along. I remember when Guild Wars was the WoW killer. Remember how that worked out? And some things are just never gonna go away. It's like fucking like RuneScape. RuneScape has also never went away. Now give me a second while I grab myself some matches. Otherwise lighting the pipe is gonna be difficult. Okay. Not really, honestly. The crafting is pretty basic. You have like a few jobs for collecting items, and you have a few jobs for creating items. It's basic. It gets the job done. It's not overly complex, which means that it is easy enough to get into. So generally speaking, it's pretty good. Also, it has a whole fucking the economics of the auction house. The buying and selling of finished products versus raw resources. For the most part, works actually pretty well. Believe you me, I'm an old-time veteran. I've seen the heydays of the auction house going all fucking crazy. Not know how it is nowadays, but it's just the solid system gets the job done. So now I need to remember how to put up a vote. Yeah. Um, there. Let's see. Okay. Okay, so they don't like me putting in a... Okay, let's see if I can choose this. Because I probably can. Told you so, you bitch. Let's see here. Really bad. No, this is an optimization and also really bad for total profit compared to other places like much more. No. Honestly, I wouldn't sign up that. I would actually say that, as I said, it's a very workable system. But alas, long story short, let me explain to you what I missed while you consider your options, because I'm a nice person. I'm gonna do this. So, that, we lost like 2 hours of gameplay. What I did is actually relatively simple to explain. I'll show it to you on the map. We're gonna reload this. I have not have you. We're gonna reload the save game anyway, so he's gonna start this conversation anyway. So, as you might remember, originally we had finished Wokin, we had finished the slums, we had finished the bridge district. We had opened started the government and the temple district. Those two is the main beasts of what I did. Let's not try to do 2 things at once strategy, because my brain is absolutely not meant for that. It is a very much so single core existence that does well at one thing. But yeah, to put it in very, very, very simple terms, the 2 most major things I did is, once you're in the temple district, you kind of get involved with a false cult. I'm not gonna spoil this too much, but basically it boils down to you going into the sewers and fighting the dark, evil monsters that apparently managed to, infiltrate the temple district. And basically after that you do a bit more works for the temple. The temple is basically chosen on your alignment, so if you're a neutral person, like us, you kind of get talked to helping out the Temple of Hell. Where you're a bad person, you would get involved with the Temple of, I think, Talos it is. And good line characters get involved with Lasanda. The same questline anyway. First you deal with the cult. I kind of cheesed that encounter because I used cloud spells, because I know what's waiting for me, so it was kind of like, now, I'm not going to go in there and fight that thing fairly. After that you get a nice side quest where you're trying to get an artist to do some commission work for the temple. Pretty basic stuff. It's basically just a FedEx quest where you spend like 1,000 gold to get some information. Then you kill 1 gnome, which is actually the returning character from Baldur's Gate. If you remember when we were imprisoned by the Flaming Fist, after Cyreborg blamed us, rightfully so actually, for the murder of the leaders of the Iron Throne, and we were thrown in prison. There was this 1 gnome who basically gives you a riddle that boils down to, okay, if you can guess how many children I killed to end up here, I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna show you how to get out of here. The answer is he killed 33, and apparently he's still doing this. So, when you re-encounter him, it's like, it's a good thing that I can finally kill you, because Jesus Christ, you're a fucking dark little asshole. Yeah, did that, got a bit of extra reward money for his head, and basically delivered the preferred materials to the artist. Got the job done. Basically, that's the last thing I did. Apart from that, I also did the for the artist troupe, if you remember, on the bridge in the Five Flagged Inn, we met an artist troupe that was kind of using an understudy, but really was not a good idea, because they sucked at their performance. They asked us to get their little sparrow back. which is code name for that is Herdalis. It's one of the recruitable characters. Since he's also in the sewers under the Temple District, I did that as well. You basically go in, meet the mage who kidnapped him. You have two options. You can talk the mage out of kidnapping people by doing him a favor, or you can kill him. I choose to kill him outright, murdered him, like no one's business, and be done with that. Well, after that, I brought him back, and then he gets kidnapped once more because, well, he's just that kidnappable, apparently. So after I had that done, I followed him into a planar sphere. It's a very short area, basically. It has some nasty traps in it, where I actually ended up having to, for once, actually being grateful for story mode existing, because I was kind of stuck in a endless rhythm where I saved right as I was stepping on a trap, and it worked well enough that everybody got teleported, but for some reason, Aria immediately after appearing would die. And I couldn't tell you why. She just appeared and died. And it was getting fucking annoying after a while. So after 5 times or so, I actually was like, okay, you know what, fuck it, we're gonna quickly put this on story mode so she can't actually die. Then I was teleported again. This time she survived. I went back to core rules and did the fight as normal. I don't know what happened there, maybe somewhere in the engine some small little mistake was made. I don't fucking know. But she survived in the end, and that's the important part. Then I basically cheesed my way through the area, because there's quite a few annoying fights there, and if you know where the enemies are, and you do have some cloud spells available, you can do some very, very cheesy shit, let's just say. Well, long story short, after that I kinda banned cloud spells from most of my casters, because I was like, yeah, that is actually, it is a valid strategy, but it is kinda a weak strategy, isn't it? Really don't wanna get into that. Alas, but that's basically all we did. After that, I realized, I'm not actually streaming, am I? With that out of the way, that is what you have missed, basically. There's some fun fights in there, technically speaking, or especially against the cult. But if you're smart about it, you're not gonna fight them fairly. You're going to kill the initial guards, and then you're gonna use some cloud spells to clear out the area a little bit faster. Because let's be honest here, some of the fights are not necessarily meant to be done immediately. But alas. Ah, that is that. Now we let this spread out, and I go like, what did you mention? I'm pretty sure I remember that one, isn't it? The question is, of course, strategy. Which format have you decided to get into this particular detective? The light novel, the manga, the anime? It's the anime. I haven't really watched the anime yet. I did read a bit of the manga, though, at some point. I remember that much. Actually, let me make sure that I'm not lying to you. I mean, if you want something that is mildly entertaining, I say mildly. Let's see if I can find it. There it is. Not, let's make sure. Angie, I haven't watched you yet. Because I usually make this down to the cover. I know. But usually when you use the proper name, you'd still just gotta find it. Okay, maybe that's actually a lot my detective stories than I was aware of. You could watch the Apothecary Diaries, if that is an option for you. That was kind of fun. Bit of a different setting with the whole, basically, Chinese court system, you know, where the emperor has a whole fucking district just for his bitches, which is something I always found mildly amusing, because there's literally just, it's basically a breeding district that just exists to bear children. Which, you know, fair enough. There's a really amusing main character in that one. I was like, you know what would be fun? trying out different poisons on myself and see what's happening. You sit there like, that doesn't sound like a good idea. That doesn't sound like a good idea at all. No, let us think about it. Well, back to this one. Next to it, as I said, as for the Tantei, I did read a few chapters of the manga once. Been a while though. Remember feeling like, okay, mad potential. Also, yeah, that the light novel was actually better, and it's actually quite often the case that the original is the light novel. It's usually the best way you can engage with it, but of course, light novels are not for everyone. Some people prefer actually the good old animated version, or of course, in some cases, the manga version. It's a matter of taste. So I'm gonna refrain from a too much of a judgment. I do know that it's not considered to be overwhelmingly good, not on the masterpiece level that some series enjoy, but a decent watch is what I've heard, not much more. Well, I'm just gonna quickly pull this up. Ha ha ha! Got over already. It is. Hey Twitch, tell me what's up. Yeah, okay. Actually, I can see this. Oh, I can see this in Streamlabs as well. That's cute. Nice. Okay, so apparently we are allowed to go free, and we don't have to redo this, which, as far as I'm concerned, a good thing. Because that is what I would have been done if nobody actually had voted. There. Let's take a look at our dear little thing, and then we're going to reload so that we can actually listen to his conversation. See, I made a new save game. And that was your in-game. Oh, 8 days, 21 hours was when we originally saved the last time. 9 days, 21 hours, so basically we lost an in-game day. That is really not much. But oh well. Now then. Let me see here. Yeah, basically, there are a few more quests in here that I picked up while going through the government district. I haven't, of course, done them because they're outside of the city. So there's that. Investigate and destroy the cult of the eyeless. That is the first quest of the temple district that we got from Helm. Spoiler for a very old game, but the cult of the eyeless is basically, it ends up being a cult of a beholder. In a very big beholder, and apparently a blind beholder. Now, you would assume that is to be an absolute weakness for a beholder to be blind, but it turns out that particular beholder was kind of nasty. Although, to be fair, not as nasty as he could have been, because as we all know, beholders have some really nasty abilities in their eye stalks. And this one was annoying, but not as annoying as he could have been. Gain the service of Thessalis, that's the follow-up quest from the temple district. Basically, get the help of the artist. The artist is like, I only work with special material. You run around to do a bit of FedExing to get him his material and be done with it. Kill a gnome along the way. It's always a good time to kill a gnome. And, yeah, this is another one that came up. I don't know why that is finished, because it shouldn't be. These are all of the outside quests. Rescue Herr Dalis is the quest with the mage that I told you about. And the rest I think you already knew about, because we picked them up already. That's the one we got from the Vampire Lady. Collect the Fee, that's the original quest we got for the Shadow Thieves. Yeah, I'm gonna point out that Gale and Bale is of course part of the Shadow Thieves. They're the ones offering to help us for a reasonable amount of money. And yeah, that's the one with the body we still have in my inventory. It was probably dead at this point. So nothing really has changed. And next on my list of things I want to do, actually a good question. I would suggest we go back to the Temple District, because I don't think you have seen the Temple District yet, so there's that, and we can go to the Temple of the Thunder and talk about what they want us to do. The only reason why we're back here, actually, is because I wanted to sell some things and take a look at the Adventurers Mart once more. Because, of course, there are some items in there that are not supposed to be in Baldur's Gate. They are basically overlapping from other series. There are items from Planescape Torment, of course, like the Senate amulet, for example. And, of course, the the very special katana blade of a certain companion of a said game, Planescape Torment. We actually should finish that game at some point. And this is another game we started playing at like years ago. Better. Yeah, for the moment, on we go to the Temple District. I'll show you the map. That's the Temple District. Basically, there's not much going on here. That's where the sewer entrances are. The sewers are relatively small compared to the sewers under Baldur's Gate, so it's just one map with technically multiple exits, but one exit leading to the secret chamber where the mage is hiding for the Herdalis quest. The other leads to the old system, which is basically just and one more map for the cult. It's relatively small. We haven't really missed much. These are the different temples, of course. Helm for neutral people, quest giver. Lasanda for good people, quest giver. And yeah, Talos for evil people, quest giver. There's also this guarded compound here. I went in there as well. Basically, you're not supposed to go in there, because some rather annoying mages are gonna shout at you and go like, seems like the fucking, spells on the front door aren't working any longer. And then they summon some shit, throw it at you, and you're kinda gonna have to fight your way through that. You get some nice loot of it, but it's of no consequence whatsoever story-wise. It's not really anything going on there, per se. Just, random bits of murder, as is only good. Hello, Shadow Thief. Pretty, pretty walks the night, pretty, pretty fears the light, pretty, pretty has no soul, pretty, pretty black as coal. Should have tried a bit more to become a bard, maybe, this particular Shadow Thief. Sorry, but I have a little appreciation for street theater. Step in shadow, lift up us, killed in moments after dusk. Step in shadow, you are prey, pray you live to see the day. Very good, now let me be, I'm in the mood for such nonsense. Sleep the street and see the dark, death becomes a lyric lark. Walk in shadow as the guild, see the word that leaves them killed. I'm good at this, aren't I? Should stop. No. Death from wound and neck, is that your friend? Best you check. Members gonna get welfare, best you fight with tooth and nail. With what's work better there, bitch. Better. You're quite alright, you seem a bit unstable there. And you can't the war will find. Haunt your dreams and haunt your mind. Watch your friends and watch the death. Watch their eyes and hold your breath. Join or die, you cannot flee. Watch the death in front of me, in front of me. Run you can't, the war will find. Run you can't, the war will find. Ah! Okay, so even he got slowly insane. Why he felt that you need to put this into verse, I don't know, but I guess I tells him keep his cool or not. That's okay. Now then, also all these temples look actually kind of cute. Because they always have strange apparitions in them.
I welcome you with outstretched hand.
Now, who's the person I need to talk to? Oh, it's a good question, isn't it? Not Dawnmaster Creel, is it? Morning night, lots of morning nights. Dawnbringer Sane? Are you the one I'm supposed to be talking to? Yeah, you must be player. I watch yours, said you would send capable help. Are you ready to aid the house of the Morning Lord? Sure. Expert pride in the artifacts of his rule. We have many items on display, from new artworks to the aged relics of bygone days. Today we are one less. We are the victims of thievery, and followers have been shaken by this vulnerability. Quick steps must be taken to rectify this. What can be done? We know the culprits, they have not concealed their crime. Thalassans, slinking from their temple to the great worship, hired common thieves for the deed. I fear no retribution, warning Lord cannot suffer his relics in the hands of such evil. Find these thieves before the Thalassans receive the items. Spark of Dawn has lit the way. Go to the filth of the slums at night and intercept the delivery of a Dawn Ring. Bring it back to its proper place. Expect resistance from the Thalassans. Elimination reveals their foul servant. Go and relieve the one called Travin of our rightful property. And what shall be the reward for this task? Ah yes, you're not of a faith. Indeed. If gold is your motivator, you shall have it. Perhaps you will also learn some devotion of your own. I only serve one god, and this is gold. And how great reward could I imagine a new direction inspired? Regardless, you'll have your gold. What we can afford. Is this sufficient? We shall see. Your reward will be suitable. Go to the slums during the night. If you can do this without bloodshed, all the better. But spare no wrath if necessary. Okay. Basically, what that means is retrieve artifact mission acquired. You have been given permission to engage deadly force. Okay, fair enough. I always do love it when they're at least direct about it, because what that means is we don't actually need to hold back and be all polite about it. If the other side should prove to be an asshole and start insulting us, we can just go like, big sword in your asshole right about now. You'd be surprised how many problems can be solved by that.
If that's what you want.
Now then, it is night, it is the slums. Let's see if we cannot find us some evil little shiveries to bring to justice. And of course I mean our particular brand of justice. The good, the best, or the only really true justice. Getting murdered for whatever the fuck we please, basically. Rhaenyra, would you please not run away too far? I never like to have you around. You are one of our better spellcasters. As usual, we're gonna approach this from the usual perspective of find out where we need to go. Approach the fight relatively unprepared. See how that works. And if we then should find ourselves in a situation where we might perhaps potentially do need to prepare a little bit better, we will. Yeah, you're Trevin. Hello, Trevin.
Hi, friend.
You, what do you want? Let a man walk the streets at night without being bothered? Walking the streets at night in the slums, of course you cannot be unbothered. Ah, but I think you and I should talk. Is your name Trevin by chance? What of it? You're from the lessons? That's what you'll be looking for, but only for a price. Of course, tell me what you freeze and I'll make sure you get it. I'm gonna wait for payment, now or never. That's 400 gold or no ring. It's not really a large sum. We have like 50,000, 40,000 in our pockets. So I guess we could solve this relatively without bloodshed for once. Now I don't know how much the reward is. But let's actually try this out, because I don't think I ever took the more peaceful approach to such negotiations. Usually I'm just, what? It's my goal, fuck you. I wanna murder you, know? And I think for once going for a bit more of a peaceful approach might actually be interesting. As you can probably tell from this, I never really played through Baldur's Gate 2 as a actual goody two-shoes. I did in Baldur's Gate 1, and in Baldur's Gate 1 I did pretty much all the combinations I could think of. For Baldur's Gate 2 I was usually a bit more direct. Just because at this point I was kinda a lot more powerful, and that kinda, you know, bolsters the ego quite a bit. Let's see here. Here, now go to the red brick house with red shingles on the roof of the copper coronet and speak with Borina. He will give you the ring. You don't have it with you? I smell a scam. Hand it over now. I don't have it, I swear. I'm just a contact. Talk to Borina. He'll give it to you. Good. Now return my gold and reflect on how close you have come to death. Why, it's mine fair and square. Damn, I knew I shouldn't have ripped off a church. Fanatics are dangerous. Get him out of here. Kill him! A bitch has my gold! Don't let him escape! Shit. Okay, now that I've already been ripped off once, that's, yeah, the right house. I now feel the need that whoever is waiting in there for me is probably gonna end up in a bloody poodle of their own fucking innards. Because I hate getting ripped off. And it's not something you do to somebody who wears a macho armor and a big sword on their shoulder. For rather obvious reasons, mind you. The other side is, you know, well armed and armored. And they're asking you politely to keep your word. You really shouldn't fuck with them. They might take offense to that. And that offense can go a very long way, if necessary. Still don't like that he escaped from us, but on us. A small price to pay, I suppose, for one another successful quest.
I know a discerning eye when I see one.
That is not overlaying with what you're saying now. I see one in here. I don't deal with common street-walking trash. I got clientele that make an appointment, and I got time for you. I thought you might want to talk to me. It turns out you have something I want. That would be the dart rig, would it not? I'll be glad to be rid of it. I felt the eyes of Celestial upon me each and every minute I have had it. Just one more simple test before you go. I do not have time for games. Only at the moment. Especially I'm giving it to the proper person. When dealing with Talasans, a mistake would be the death of me. It is a simple matter, really. Swear your devotion to Talos. What game is this? Why would you ask me this? Simple matter, really. Deliver this to a servant of Talos. If you're such servant, you will not balk at declaring your allegiance. You would most likely revel in it. If you're not a follower of Talos, you will not swear to him even in jest. To do so would be to deny your own faith, or even worse, to bring the attention of Talos upon you. Talos looks down and goes like, hey, who's that? I called my name. Bitches. And you're currently in service to Talos. Are you loyal to him and him alone? And may he strike you down if you're lying? That's gonna end up in conflict if I don't do that, right? I mean, we're in this for the money for the most part, so it's not like we really care too much. So, I think I will try this. Sure, let's try this.
I know a discerning eye when I see
I wonder why that happened. The Endwrath is usually subtle, a little bit luck here, cursor to there, but Talos, he's got that means business. See, this is how it would work far better, you know? If every single time somebody swears, you know, I'm totally believing in God, God would go like, zap. People would be much more willing to believe him. Talos is giving you a good example of how to do it right. Was that injury to insult? You're obviously not who you claim to be. I cannot let you have leave and return strengthened. You will not leave here. You cannot. I had some people hidden, eh?
Yes.
But unimpressive. Would be a paradox. Oh, there, little one. Welcome.
What is it now?
Would be a paradox. Because the moment you get zipped, to yourself belief, indeed. Although, to be fair,
Nature's servant awaits.
it's not really a paradox because it's not actually, technically speaking, before you got zapped, you weren't believing. And after you have zapped, you'd be like, okay, God is real. Shit, now I need to believe. It would be a very good way to get everyone to follow you. Like the church should act with, so, just, install a little electric zapper somewhere and then go like, okay, swear loyalty to God. Zap everyone. Because, they didn't know for sure. Now they do. Okay, let's see how tough these motherfuckers are. We're just gonna, do our usual trial by fire without any preparations, basically. There's a mage, though, which is usually something that scares the ever-living shit out of me. However,
I await your news.
I'm rather well prepared, to be fair.
Yes.
You change back to distance. You already did so, good. So all you need to do is actually focus down the mage. And that's it. The gods. I do love the fact that the gods in this particular world are just far, far, far more active than anything we have ever seen.
How I became a priest?
Oh, now you want to talk about this. I do love it sometimes. The timing of my of these benches are kind of nice. You're standing there, right over the bloody corpse that you just mangled pretty badly. Because, you kind of hammered him down with your mace. At least the little Anoman did. He's like, bam, 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 with his mace. Turns around, looks smiling at you. Have I ever told you how I became a priest? You look at him, go like, sure, this is the best time. Don't you want to at least clean your mace first? It's one of those moments in time, Yeah. Oh well. Son of a paradox. The more above way to win an idiot. The opposite happened a lot in real life, though. A famous god will protect me. Faced and to die quite a lot. Considering how many of the little shrines and stuff that we built along the wayside, that all should be protected by gods, kind of end up. I guess he was beaten into it. Yes. I really do love this sort of just the mental image, or the image you can make for yourself of such a scene. You imagine you're in this house, you just killed a bunch of people. Everyone's weapon, dripping blood, armor splattered with blood, because, what do you think happens if you smash somebody's head in with a fucking mace? That's splattering. Yeah, precisely. It's like, this reminds me of Smack! Our first became Smack. The priest. We want to hear more about this. Give me a second. Just the mental images. It's great sometimes. It's great sometimes, really. It brings a tear to my eye. I must admit, I do love that. That really, especially because these old games do not have the graphics that basically take away your fantasy. You really can just draw yourself a mental picture of this, just of what you're seeing, and it's gonna end up looking really splendidly. Yeah, what is God's message? Well, Emma. God has spoken. What has he spoken? Well, it's hammer time. Yeah. God damn it, these games are great. But sure, Anemone, tell me about, I'm just gonna stand here, all bloody. Tell me about how did you become a priest? Very important. Now I'd like to hear the tale. As I said before, I approached the order without the benefit of my father's sponsorship. Most young lords come to the order with patrons paying for their armor and such. I had possession of not even a sword. Those are not too pricey. The knight trainers would not accept me without my father's permission. My mother, however, was a follower of Helmet, known to Sir Ryan Troll. She petitioned the knight commander on my behalf, begging him not to turn me away. Sir Ryan Troll allowed me to enter as a novitiate. Language is difficult. I'm going to ignore this word forever forward. Yes. I trained as a cleric and learned my sword arts from the guardians of the temple, and was able to eventually esquire. Which does not make any sense, because technically speaking, the priests do not teach the way of the sword. They prefer, traditionally, hammer time. Simple weapons, basically. A long road it has been for me, but I'm pleased to serve in the order under Helm's name, and I trust that Helm is pleased with me as well. I'm pretty sure I never actually... Or did I? Did I ever engage? I think I never actually engaged much with Norman's... no, well, neither his Romans, mind you, nor his quest, because I kinda did not like his arrogant ways, usually. So, doesn't really, Actually kind of interesting to see something maybe I did it once, but I can't actually remember. Something relatively new to me, let's say. Relatively new seems appropriate. Yes. What of you? I told me once that you were a force for righteousness. When the fuck did I ever claim that? Is that still hold true? Do you still seek to defend the lands against evil? No, I'll do whatever I need to. I help myself to no tenets. Aye, that is how it shall be, is it? No worries and no morals either. You're neither for evil or good, it seems to me. Precisely. I'm in it for the money, for the most part. Doubt it, dog. Let's just continue your quest here in silence for a while. Yes, we will. I don't know why you're so fucking focused on it. Not everybody needs fucking tenants from the Lord to do good or bad, depending a bit on how you wanna let this play out. Hey, the other party didn't have anything up there for their own right. Oh. Long story short, I can absolutely see myself being precisely that sort of character. Going like, you know what, yes, everybody's telling me since Blazik will whoever, I will have a great fate in store of me, because, well, Papa, for some mysterious reason. I think you need, I need only the ring. I don't think I need the body. Because our job is technically speaking not to get anyone back, but, to just get the ring. The dawn ring that was stolen from the Temple of the Thunder. The artifact. But yeah. Somebody would, and I would be like, okay, cute, so divine blood gives me some advantages, some urges as well that are not that nice, but, you take the good with the bad, basically. I'd probably also go like, I can make money off this and live a good life. Why the fuck would I chase a destiny that is not gonna end up well for me? Would be a lootable item. I don't think so. If a body is lootable, it looks like this, and you can pick it up off the corpse. If it's not, you'll see nothing. I don't think so. There are very few scenarios where you actually need to pick up a body. One is in Baldur's Gate, when you need one for a necromancer. And this, technically speaking, is not a dead body. Because he's not dead. But I have him in my inventory for like 3 days now, and I think he's dead at this point. Return triumphant! Oh, the Telestans will rue the day they dared to defile the home of Lysander. The service has been exceptional. I wish you were a member of a temple. You would have been a fine cleric had your life taken another path. I would be so fucking sucky at being a cleric, you would believe it. Okay, another job well done indeed. So what's actually left inside the city? That's outside, isn't it? Ah, yeah, I remember now, Nero. Who poisoned? Yeah. He's poisoned, and he's been in my inventory for a few days, so I guess at this point he's nice and dead, I hope. He was like, can you please take me to my comrades? I was like, okay, is there anything in it for me, or do you just expect me to, you know, drop everything I'm doing and just carry your fucking dead body over there? He's like, no, I don't think there's gonna be a reward. I was like, okay. Putting it on the list, boy. Putting it on the list. Just don't expect me to do that fast. Yeah, basically. Opens backpack and was like, hey, you still okay? He's like, okay. Closes back again. Yep. I mean, come on. If you want, even in a scenario like this, yeah, where you're down on the ground and you're bleeding and your only chance of survival is the person in front of you, they'd be like, okay, am I gonna get anything from helping you? Your reaction should be, yes, I'm sure somebody will give you money for this, because at least then they'll be motivated to help you. Don't assume that the random person you meet on the street is a fucking good Samaritan who's just gonna take you there. Assume that they actually want to get something out of that. Outside. Actually, I don't remember that one. Let's see. Oh yeah, murderer who has killed 2 cold wizard. Ah, in the city or outside. Okay, this is a house and docks district. Yeah, we should probably start looking there. To be fair, Baldur's Gate is, at least the second incarnation, is really big and has a lot of things going on, and so I don't actually remember all of them. Stuff like this, of course, I remember because I know where that leads. That too, and also talking to Galen again, because he's now going to try and sweeten the deal, now that the other side has also been active. I get it. That's also the reason why I keep the graveyard as one of the last areas we're going to explore, basically. And we're going to try to wiggle around with our obligations. I've tried both sides, mind you, and the end result is going to be somewhat the same anyway, so there's that. Okay, we finished with this one. We finished with the government district, at least our initial turn. That one we did as well, that one we did as well. I also did the city gates, but there's really nothing there. There's, technically speaking, there is something there. There's a bit of a Romeo and Juliet style situation unfolding, although you have no idea what the fuck is going on, and so if you get involved in that in the wrong way, it leads to interesting results, basically. But more on that later. Just remember there's something like that going on. It's a very small area. The graveyard, there's the quest from, I want to say Kagane, but that's Baldur's Gate 1. It's something with it's a fucking dwarf. An evil dwarf. And we can do with him down here, if we take him with us to this. I think we will actually. Of course, the docks district is the last one. I guess we're gonna... Actually, the docks district. Oh, give me a second. I don't remember if I'm right about this, but I have a distinct feeling you're also gonna meet something interesting here. And I'll tell you something. Yes, you are leading us into the docks and everything. This is Shadow Thief territory, which I have had a couple of run-ins with over the past few months. They don't tend to appreciate independent operators like myself. The last time they caught me operating the city, I was told either to report to the head of the guild in the docks, so Renal Bloodscab, or suffer the consequences. Seems that Renal needs an outsider to deal with a problem, was willing to trade my punishment by the guild for a service. Failure to go to him might be a bit messy. Now, pretty safe with you. I think that is up to you. You can't see Renal, we might be able to talk him into a reward. It'll avoid complications later on. I mean, I'm always up for some money. Well, yeah, perhaps we should go talk to him. See in the docks, shouldn't be difficult to find. Walking for t-shirt, you say. Jesus. That could be worth, eh? Could be worth a pretty penny. So we hope, at least. Also, of course, we have been warned at this point multiple times that we should not at all walk around at fucking night. I'm gonna do it anyway, because, you know...
Pleasure to meet you.
Name is Eldia. Is there something you would want? Question or two? I seem to be one of less. How did you come to live in these streets? Is it that obvious? I've never done this before. I'm so ashamed. But father's dead and mother cannot feed us. I have to do something. Aha. It's a terrible child. Unfortunately, I cannot do anything for you. So she is busy selling herself. Oh yeah, it's not really the most admirable of professions, mind you, but... if you have a choice between A, starving, or B, selling your body, I guess that isn't really a hard decision to make. Or it shouldn't be, at least.
If that's what you want.
Okay, maybe not a good idea to steal right then and there where these assholes are around.
Whatever you desire.
I don't think there's anything loot-wise in here that I would feel the need to get my hands on. But of course, we're going to take a look around everywhere, just to make damn well sure we have actually seen everything. Explored everything. So how big is the Harvard District? Yeah, right, it's basically one area up here and then one area down here. Okie dokie. Gonna be some houses that we have to go through and find out what's inside. Could be interesting after all. And some people, you know, might not be home and have left their little desk, drawers and shit unlocked. Would be a shame, wouldn't it be?
Where shall I I can dance on the head of a pin as well.
I know, I know. You've told me so multiple times now, and I'm still not really impressed of your Falcon claims that you have never made good on.
Yes.
Because, you know, everybody can just claim that they can dance. That specifically, but he hasn't really proven himself.
Whatever you want.
You must gather your
Maybe you would like a potion back though. Oh, of course, you know, to make it even simpler, just a general bag of holding would be a massive improvement for our carrying capacity, to put it mildly. And us, you know.
You will find no better prices in Ireland, I guarantee.
You are a merchant then, I will assume. And what do you actually have? Basic bitch shit, but nothing interesting. Okay. Fair enough, fair enough, fair enough. A priest of Orc.
Wisdom is only
A medical master of knowledge, invention, and inspiration. Come, seeker, and be welcome within this temple. What can I provide you for? What do we have in services? I mean, we could ask every last random person about, do you perchance, maybe, perhaps know something about the Cowed Wizard and where they keep their prisoners? And everybody's like, no. The whole reason why we're kinda exploitable, in a manner of speaking, yeah, the Shadow Thieves and others, is of course the simple fact that, yes, it's information that is hard to come by. Not really, technically speaking, if you know where to look. But technically speaking, rather hard to come by. Because the Cold Wizard, you know, are well aware that, you know, having a powerful position in this particular city, a city that is also well known as the City of Coins, are pretty hard to defend position, let's just say. Yes, yeah, you're not friend of the Mother, are you? But Do you know where I might find him? Yeah, that's the guy we're supposed to be, finding. Can you believe here? Well, yes, of course. This is the house of good Master Korsala. Odia Korsala. I'm her voice man servant, if you will. And I have the right place. I was wondering if I might ask a few questions. Why more people looking for it, are you? You're not one of these evil wizards, are you? No, it's not even a lie. I'm not one of the wizards. No, I'm not. Why? Why do you call them awful? Wave of the cold wizard was just awful. I came here 2 weeks ago demanding to see Master Korsala. I was just shaking in my boots. I hid him upstairs and demanded that the master do something, and he refused. Poor Master Korsala was so upset he was shouting. He was. I was a lot crash, fighting. I was terrified when the wizards came back down the stairs alone. They said earlier I had committed murder and must pay. Korsala had slipped away from them. The wizards told me not to say anything. I'm desperate with worry. You think the master's alright? It's hard to say. Perhaps if you let me know. I might find some clues. Not sure, but if the cold wizard's after him, it's likely that he's in great danger. Are you sure you have no idea where he has gone? Well, the master has friends amongst the woodsmen and rangers. He was in the scouts, you see. Literally a couple of years ago. Very skilled. I don't remember of his specifically. The Korsala family has a poor reputation among the nobles in this town, to tell you the truth. Ah, why is that? The Korsalas have always had a talent for magic. The dangerous sorcerers in the line. A bad thing in that Katla. Not Master Korsala himself, of course. Anyway, I think it is time that you're leaving. A good day and good business to you, my lady. It's actually a good clue, isn't it? So we can probably assume that he's outside the city. Somewhere in the woods, I would make an educated guess.
Yoshimo is willing.
I love that he just randomly goes like, so there's Sunday? You just sit there like, huh? It reminds me of my anime, doesn't it? Yes, yes it does.
You're right behind me, right?
Sure, right behind you, as you said. And what do we have here? A tax assessment for 1 Valgir Korsala. It lists holding in the city of Katla and a cabin in the Umar Hills. For some reason, how the fucking cold wizards were not able to get that. Just that they're not really that smart. But then again, they are relatively rich, so they don't need to be smart. They can just hire smart people to do the actual thing for them, I suppose. Go back to being like, well, magic is all I care about anyway. Yeah, fair enough, fair enough. What do we have here? Goblins. That is rather surprising. Eek, Trebek, intruders! Such a remote happened the last time. My master's testing us. Testing us? Again? Yes, you know that his cruelty knows no bounds. Why, just yesterday he pulled 3 of my toenails for miscasting a cantrip. How the fuck do you mess up casting a fucking cantrip? 3 of your toenails, eh? Well, that's painful. Quite the common torture practice to remove nails, mind you. There actually have been whole devices built specifically for the purpose of removing nails in a very slow and painful way, which, yeah, checks out, checks out. Yes, I remember. Well, you may be right. Perhaps we should ask them. No, the master would skin us and do a strange little dance on our heights if we fail to his test. Come on, let us attack. Alright, fall intruders. We shall stop you for a master. Yes, we shall stop you. Okay.
I am ready.
Yeah, so who did I set up with, where is it? You I set up with that. You can use that. Give us a little bit of advantage so that we can kill the mages a bit faster. Mages are, after all, rather dangerous. Yeah, that's the sort of danger I'm talking about. Okay, we should have prepared a little bit beforehand, to be fair. Let's see here. Okay, I haven't really lost much. That is technically speaking the reason why you should, of course, reasonably speaking, save before every last house you go into, because you might find yourself in a rather nasty situation. If you don't, alas. So kind of thinking about the party composition, so I, to some degree, kind of, probably, maybe, potentially get rid of a little winged elfie here, at some point.
you must gather your party before venturing forth.
Whatever you want,
I mean, if I want a mage,
if you say so.
to be very precise, I would probably prefer a pure mage.
Have a look at my wares.
And I do have a lot of, technically speaking, this is technically speaking cleric.
Of course.
Druid is quite the same, the manner of speaking. At least as far as spellcasting is concerned, of course. Not so much from the Aethers or anything else. So basically I already have like 2 cleric or cleric-esque things in my little party. Technically speaking, even more if you count an omen, because he too is of course a cleric.
If that's what you want.
But well, you know, his job is to become a good and proper fuckboy. So was it this house? No, it was not good.
Whatever you desire.
What is here? Looking for him. Where do you put him off for? Are you sure he was gone? Where is that? I'm sorry, before we get through this, we're just gonna quickly skip ahead. Mages. Such a royal pain in the ass.
What do you need?
Let's
Little
put
foot
in
and all
it
that.
mildly.
I'm waiting. Yeah, nothing to it.
You require Yoshimo is willing.
I hope Yoshimo is willing. Well, not about it to give him much of a choice.
Very well.
So of course that leads us to the very
Got it.
interesting position where you would have to ask yourself the question:
Whatever you want.
do you want to trust a cold wizard of anything? This job as well. It's like, do we want to believe that actually what they're saying is true? Because of course, you know, one could easily debate
Nature's servant awaits.
if they may perhaps not have, you know, it's just heal, isn't it? Yes.
What is it now?
Nothing, don't worry about it. Do you have just pretty damn fucking powerful.
I'm waiting. Yeah, if you say so.
Now then, we have gotten ourselves some nice little combat boosts.
As always, the
Blah 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 blah. Kill the mage. One mage is dead. Dead, yeah. How much have we lost? Yeah, we have lost control over most of our party. That's not a good start. I do hate it when they start getting confused. God damn it. There's always such a chance of being unlucky, isn't there?
Nothing to it.
Yeah, confusion. Confusion really does hurt fucking bad. Technically speaking, charm and the like would hurt even worse.
as always, the pleasure is mine.
However, it's just a matter of getting unlucky or lucky, basically. I don't know, it might sound a bit, you know... That's basically the whole reason why mages are so fucking dangerous, honestly.
Oh my! What?
But as you can also see, you know, they don't get to get it fucking off in a reasonable time frame. They're not dangerous at all. Truly the definition of a glass cannon. Which does make it quite fun to play a mage yourself for once. And there's just some encounters when you're out in the wilderness and you know there's some weak little groups around to just do horrible things to them. Indeed. I do know that I could use that. To some degree I just kinda ignore it because I do like the randomness that comes from having the option of randomly getting confused to count, to be fair. But we'll set that up at some point.